spiritual. My name is Shannon Gilmore. It is so nice to see all of you. Hello. Hi, loves to you. So today we have a topic here. And the topic is expectation violation. What does that mean? And how can we're going to look at it from a trauma bonding perspective. Because expectation violation is a concept that describes what happens when reality doesn't align with what we've anticipated. You know, you get let down a lot, right? We have a lot of unspoken expectation on ourselves. Hello, Mr. Osgood. Nice to see you. Welcome. We put a lot of expectations on ourselves and on others. And the violation of our expectations happens when someone or something acts in a way that contradicts our assumptions, our normals, our predicted outcomes. And when this happens, this is what causes us to lose trust in people and lose trust in ourselves. Hello, Jeanette. Nice to see you. And this is, I'm going on a limb here. This is my opinion. It's not fact, but I'm going to go on a limb here and suggest that it isn't trust that we're fighting. You know how, and I've said this too before, because we do have to learn to trust ourselves. But how you begin to trust yourself is to stop allowing your expectations to be violated. In the context of stop being so rigid. Allow for wiggle room. See, when we have been traumatized and hurt so much, we need things to be a certain way. We need people to come through. We need that reliability. We need that unchangeable I am seen in other people or things in order for our lives to be perfect and right. Hello, Diane. Hello, Jeanette. Nice to see you, ladies. Hello, Resistor. Nice to see you all. And so this happens when we are constantly let down, when we are made to feel less than. And so we go into this big wide world thinking, okay, we're in control now, which we are, but we don't realize that we cannot control the outcomes. We cannot control other people. We can't control other people's thinking. We can't control what other people do, want to say. We can't even control what they want to hear. So understanding expectation violation in this video, I'm positive that this is going to help you. And maybe this will be the pivot point for you. If you are struggling with the trauma bond, maybe this will help you understand. So expectation violation can trigger surprise, confusion, discomfort, or in some cases, fascination and intrigue. That can be toxic. That's where stalking comes in. But we're not going to talk about that today. We're just going to talk about us, okay? Because expectation violation is a theory, and it was developed by Judy Burgoon. And she explains how people respond when their social expectations are disrupted, especially in interpersonal interactions. It's commonly used to understand behavior in communication, relationships, and even in persuasion. Examples of this would be in social interaction. You expect someone to greet you kindly, warmly, but they ignore you. That's a negative expectation violation. I can go back in my memory right now and see. I can see where I had expectations on another person, regardless of what they were going through, regardless what they may have been thinking. And my expectation was at least I could be acknowledged, and they never did. And I was severely wounded by that. And I recognized that that came from my own trauma, where in my childhood home, I was ignored. I was ignored. And this happens in romantic relationships. What the heck do I got going on my table here? Oh, see, my Bible is falling apart so much. Can you see that? Little tiny leather pieces. I had my Bible sitting on my counter, on my table here, and I moved it. And yeah, that's where that is coming from. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Anyways, so that's what that is. I'm thinking, what the heck is all over my table? All right, sorry for the interruption. So expectation violation can also occur in romantic relationships. Your partner surprises you with flowers when you expected an argument. This is actually a positive expectation violation. Ooh. The narcissistic abuse context, when we use this, like narcissists, we know they violate our expectations. It's all over the place in the relationship. But by initially being overtly charming and loving, this is a positive violation. And then turning cold or abusive, that's the negative violation. These violations destabilize the target and create emotional confusion. So the psychological effects of expectation violation is that it's attention grabbing. We tend to pay more attention to violations than to expect behavior. And so when our expectations are violated, that evokes a feeling, and psychology says most people don't remember what people said or did. It's how we remember them based on how they made us feel. Emotional reactions are dependent on expectation violations. The violation can create trust, discomfort, fear, excitement, mistrust, fear. I said that one already. So it's important for us to reevaluate the situation, reevaluate ourselves, reevaluate our needs, because we may reassess the person or situation after an expectation is violated. If our expectations are violated, then we suddenly do not value them as much. We value them less. We pull back our feelings, and we assume that they meant to hurt us and they meant to treat us badly. Expectation violation occurs when behavior or outcomes do not match what was predicted or socially expected. So this is a question to ask yourself. Do you, outside of the narcissist, okay, this is concerning you. Do you have high, unreasonable expectations on other people? Because chances are you are causing other people upset because they have their own expectations as well, and you inadvertently violate those as well. So understand what your violations are, what you've gone through, and know your expectations. And really self-assess, are these, if I was the person on the other side of this, would I be able to meet this type of expectation? And go from there. So they use expectations to deceive us, yes. because we're trusting. Hello, Diane. Nice to see you. Welcome. So Resistor says the future fake. Exactly. So the narcissist, they lead us to believe, and I guess they hijack our expectations. And expectation validation plays a critical role in narcissistic relationships. I don't even need to tell you. You can see it, but we're going to discuss it. So number one, the love bombing phase. There's the positive expectation there. And in the beginning, the narcissist exceeds our expectations. They shower you with attention and compliments and affection and promises. And that's a type of violation because they are exceeding your expectations to lead you to believe wrongly that they are trustworthy and they have your back. This unexpected level of admiration validates your baseline expectation of how people typically engage romantically or socially. And the result of this, well, it leaves you feeling special, seen, chosen, and it's intoxicating because it violates your normal baseline of emotional benefit. And it all seems positive. And this triggers a dopamine and emotional investment from you. And then when those expectations aren't met, what happens? You crash. Number two, the devaluation phase. This is a negative expectation violation. Once you're attached, the narcissist suddenly withdraws and criticizes, gaslights you, and becomes cold. So you end up chasing them. And chasing them brings you back into congruence with your own expectations that you have in the relationship. It keeps you beholden. It keeps you attached to your expectations. Mutual respect is too much to ask nowadays. Exactly, Mr. Osgood. Yeah. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. So when this happens, when the devaluation phase happens in the relationship, this contradicts the loving image that they previously built and sets up the cognitive dissonance. And the same person who idealized you now undermines your worth. Is like, what the heck's going on? So you step in to help yourself and help the relationship maintain those expectations that were spoken about, that were promised in the beginning. And you can't meet those expectations because you didn't make those. You didn't set those expectations. They went above and beyond your own expectations. So you can't fulfill that. You may chase them, but you can't fulfill the expectations that they set into play. So your mind scrambles to resolve the contradiction. You start doubting yourself. What did I do wrong? Because it doesn't make sense to you. And logically, we human beings have to have things make sense to us. So rather than pointing the finger at the narcissist, you turn to yourself. You turn to yourself for answers, and you're like, I did nothing wrong, but there must have been something that I did wrong. Rather than realizing that they've violated your expectations deliberately, because consciously you don't realize that you did have expectations. And you don't realize that the narcissist has expectations until it's too late. And they violate your expectations to deliberately disable you. Number 3, there's the cognitive dissonance, the psychological trap of what the expectation violation creates the cognitive dissonance. Yeah. Up and down, roller coaster, that gets you chemically addicted. Exactly, resistor. Exactly. So in cognitive dissonance, you're holding on to 2 conflicting beliefs. One is they love me versus they love me not, or they hurt me. Your brain tries to resolve the tension by rationalizing their behavior, blaming yourself, or excusing them. And the result of this, you become more emotionally dependent, trying to restore the original or the false expectations. Number 4, the trauma bonding. This gets you addicted to the violation cycle. The narcissist alternates between the kindness, the cruelty, and every small return to affection actually violates the negative expectations they trained you to adopt, making their crumbs feel like you're dining at their table and feasting on sweet treats and decadence. But your nervous system gets addicted to the unpredictability. So the result of this is the repeated violation of expectations traps you in a cycle of hope, confusion, survival mode attachments. And this helps you to distrust healthy relationships, especially the one with yourself and the one with God. And number 5, it's your programming versus their programming or their manipulation. Now, we targets of narcissists are often programmed by early experiences to expect poor treatment or emotional inconsistency. So what if you just start expecting good treatment? You expect good things for your life. And you put those expectations on you to fulfill them. You treat yourself good. You give yourself a good life instead of expecting that from other people. Because you can, if you have expectations on other people, these expectations that people will not disrespect me, but they do. And then you become all offended and you don't say anything, but you become offended. Well, that is on you. You failed yourself because you didn't use your voice. You have a right to voice. Please don't disrespect me like that. Maybe the other person doesn't know that that's disrespect, because nowadays sarcasm is the go-to humor. And sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. It was once thought of that, but the lowly people of this life, this world, and that's not a negative, like I'm not putting my thumb down on anybody, it's just that the lowly people, the narcissists of this world, who cannot love, who cannot empathize, this is how they get along with each other, to sarcastically poke fun at each other in the name of humor, because humor has replaced love because they don't love. So when we have that sarcastic jab at us, we who do have love, we take that seriously. We take it to heart, because it hits our heart. And so we can speak up and say, okay, maybe you don't recognize this, but I personally view sarcasm as being a negative. So please don't use sarcasm with me. And so that gives them the one and done kind of script that, okay, you've let them know that sarcasm is not your go-to thing. So if they do that again, you can say, you know, I told you that I didn't like sarcasm. I let it go the first time. This time I'm saying something. Now you know that I don't like sarcasm. You do it one more time and I will have no choice, or you will leave me no choice but to leave this relationship or leave the room. You give the narcissist, you give the toxic person a consequence. So Joe says, if it wasn't for the financial situation, I think this relationship would come to an end. Absolutely. Absolutely, Joe. I agree with you. And it seems that all she's interested is in my finances. Oh, sorry, Joe, says Mr. Osgood. Yeah, she doesn't like that I've closed the bank. My daughter told me that she wouldn't discard me because she needs the money. Ah. Yep, that's what they do. Trap you any way they can, says Resistor. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we who are targets of abuse, we are often programmed to early experiences to expect poor treatment or emotional inconsistency. And the narcissist mirrors our unmet childhood expectations and then violates them, either by exceeding them through love bombing or by reenacting old wounds, the devaluation. So the result is you mistake the narcissist for someone who can heal your past. I did this. And when in fact they are reopening and exploiting it. So here's a reframe. Once you realize that the narcissist's unexpected behaviors are calculated, you begin to break their spell. Okay, I just lost my spot. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. You, yeah, I totally lost my spot. Okay. My gosh. There's so much here, so just bear with me a second here. So how's everybody doing? I'll take this time to say, you know what, if you guys want to chat with me, my email is shannongilmore@protonmail.com if you guys want to chit chat. And oh my gosh, where did I go? Where did I have no idea? I just lost my spot. Oh my gosh. This is why I need to go back to writing it out on paper, but it hurts my fingers. Okay. Just bear with me for a second. Okay. All right, I found my spot. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Resistor, for sharing all the links. Yeah, if you guys, we are here twice a day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon and 10 o'clock in the evening, Eastern time. And we are here with 2 lives a day for you. So if that sounds good to you and you like this video, we keep it real. You guys see my mistakes. You guys see me cry. You guys see me get upset. You hear me vent and voice my frustration, as that's what this channel is here for. Not just for me, but for you. This is what the chat room is for, you guys. As long as, you know, you are kind to each other, you know, just use the chat room to form friendships, form, you know, the support that you need. And, you know, Resistor and myself and Scarlett, who comes on here, will do our best to monitor. So if you have comments, questions, or suggestions, you are welcome to email me at shannongilmore@protonmail.com. If you need one-on-one mentorship, I am a peer support mentor. I have been trained and counseled on how to hear, listen, communicate. share, not, not, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm never going to tell you that you should do this and you should do that. I'm no better than you are. We're all flying by the seat of our pants in this life, but I'm just here to give you a different perspective, and that's what these videos do. So if you like what these videos say, if you like how this video channel comes through to help you and others, please give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and click the notification bell to be alerted when we are here twice a day. And I do upload shorts and other videos and podcasts for you, so you might want to get in on that too and explore this channel, see what we're all about. And also, this channel does survive on your donations. Your donations help me to stay here, as this is all I do. I research every day, all day, sometimes all through the night. That's why I got bags under my eyes, because I don't go to sleep till late at night, because I'm busy writing and researching and figuring this stuff out for all of us. You guys matter to me. So if this channel matters to you, please consider making a small monetary donation, as your donations help to keep me here, keep us all here twice a day, as your donations help to pay my bills. So thank you very much. The link is in the description of this video, and also Resistor has posted all the links that are relevant to you in the chat. So thank you, Resistor. So now that I have found my place, back to my writing, back to my script. Yes, I read from a script because there's so much here that it's hard to memorize. We're here twice a day. I can't memorize all of that. I can't spend the time memorizing and writing a script and memorizing from a script and doing research and answering your questions and mentoring you on one-on-one face chats. I just can't do it all, so something's got to give, so please bear with me. I know I had a best friend who would always say, "You look like you're reading from a script." Yeah, so what? Other people do it. Dr. Les Carter does it. Well, yeah, it's less noticeable. I don't have the gear right now. We're just, this is primitive. This is old school. I'm just doing what I can, you know? So don't look at me. Don't look at the lighting. Don't look at how, listen to the message. If looking at me and picking apart all the flaws in this, I don't claim that this is a professional video. But if it's not to your liking, then you know what? Don't watch, just listen. Because I guarantee you're going to learn something. So I guarantee you're going to learn something. And it's not something that, yes, some of the stuff you hear on other platforms, but the majority of the time, I can guarantee you, you are not hearing what you need to hear on the other platforms like you hear it here. There's information that I guarantee you are not going to hear anywhere else, because I'm hearing it for the first time with you, because sometimes God comes in and gives us the aha moment together. So once you realize that the narcissist's unexpected behaviors are calculated, you begin to break that spell. What once felt like the mystery or passion now becomes a recognized pattern of psychological manipulation. So let's look more closely at how expectation violation is the engine that fuels the trauma bond. It doesn't just affect it, my friends. It creates and deepens and sustains the trauma bond. And we've talked, I think it was last week, we had a few videos on trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is important to understand. So, how do expectation violations affect the trauma bond? Well, number one, it creates emotional whiplash. The narcissist keeps switching between extremes, kindness and cruelty, affection, abandonment, praise, criticism. These sharp violations of emotional expectations create instability. Yeah, no, duh. Of course they do. And your nervous system becomes hypervigilant, trying to predict and avoid the next bad movement while craving the return of the good one. Now, this trains your brain to associate love with pain, safety with danger, and attention with survival. And number 2, this expectation violation distorts reality. You stop trusting your own perception. You start expecting emotional inconsistency as normal. You interpret their crumbs of kindness, of love, or as love, and their abuse as being your fault. Thank you, Resistor. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone, for the vote of confidence. I appreciate you guys. So the expectation violation forces you to mentally rationalize. You mentally rationalize their behavior to reduce emotional confusion. This is classic cognitive dissonance. Oh, they hurt me, but they love me. They keep hurting me, so why do they love me if they keep hurting me? But no, they're hurting me because they love me. So what? They used to treat me better, but maybe I can get that back. Maybe they're just having a bad day. I can get it back. I can help them. So you go chase them. And this keeps you stuck. And I guarantee when you stop chasing a narcissist, they'll try to get you to chase you, and when you don't give in, they'll leave you alone. So the hooks that they use, they hook you through hope. When the narcissist suddenly shifts back to being nice, it violates your negative expectation, the abuse pattern you've come to dread, and gives you hope. Because people who are mean are always mean, right? That's what we're led to believe. A mean dog, a violent dog is always a violent dog. A mean dog is always a mean dog, right? A feral cat is always a feral cat, right? So a mean person is always a mean person. You'll see it. No. That's baby naivety. That's baby behavior from childhood. That's why yesterday I tried to really hit it home with you guys. It's important to know yourself, important to understand the narcissist, because when you can understand the narcissist, you can understand your own behavior. Because our expectations are coming from childhood, and we need to change those expectations. Because your childhood is not in the here and now. So when the narcissist suddenly shifts back from being nice, it violates your expectations that mean people are always mean people. So if they're suddenly nice, it's like, oh, they have the potential to be nice, so I'll just hang on to that. And then you start thinking, well, maybe they've changed. Maybe they can go back to how they were of being nice at the beginning. And this is the most dangerous form of expectation violation. Because with this sliver of hope, this forces you and causes you to tolerate more. I can see the child in her. She's stuck in the drama of her childhood with her mother. Exactly. So number 4, this expectation violation triggers the addiction pathways. Intermittent reinforcement, getting unpredictable rewards after emotional punishment, activates the same dopamine circuits as addiction. This is what a trauma bond is. We call it a trauma bond, but you're actually addicted to the narcissist. You're addicted to the chemical releases of your brain. That happens when the narcissist does something nice or does something cruel. And your brain becomes addicted to the chemical dump. So you become biochemically bonded to the narcissist, not because of love, but because of the unpredictable cycle of expectation violation. You're not in love with them. You're trauma bonded to the hope that one day your expectation of love will finally be fulfilled. And number 5, this weakens your boundaries. Every time the narcissist violates your expectations, they test your limits. Will you react? Will you leave? Will you excuse all their troublemaking ways? Will you excuse it all again? How about now? The narcissist will violate your expectations, hurt you, and expect you to just excuse it again. And then when they do it again, they're like, how about now? They'll do it again. How about now? And each time their troublemaking ways get worse and worse and worse and worse, and you don't see it because you're excusing it. And because you excused it the first time, you don't have a platform or a baseline to really see how their crazy making ways are getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Because every time you excuse it, it goes out of sight, out of mind. You forget about it. Forget about it. You do. You forget about it. And I'm going to say something here, and you're not going to like what I have to say. But I'm saying this to myself. If that is forgiveness, to forget what the narcissist did, if that's your definition of forgiveness, then why are you not allowing why are you not allowing yourself, after the trauma bond, after they discarded you, why are you still allowing yourself to hang on? Because you don't want to forget about it, because you don't want to get hurt by them again? Exactly. This time, when they're gone, you don't want to forget about it. But we shouldn't have. When we were with the narcissist, that's when we don't forget about it. It's when they're gone, that's when we need to forget about it. But see, this is a part of the trauma bond. The narcissist switches up our levels of empathy, hijacks it and weaponizes it. This is our empathy weaponized, where now it's backwards, where God says good is thought of as evil and evil is thought of good. We're thinking it's bad to forget about it. And actually, God says it's good to forget about it. See, when we're in the narcissistic relationship, we shouldn't forget about it because they didn't say sorry. They didn't change their behavior. But because we forget about it, because we automatically, I'll just pour unconditional love on them. We were naive to who we are. And it is in the narcissistic relationship, that is where we actually grow. We can't grow without having a narcissistic relationship. Ooh, yeah. You can't grow into your being without being in a narcissistic relationship. And not just only that, but you can't grow without seeing that you're in a narcissistic relationship or have been in one. Oh, yeah. How many people have been married 40, 50 years in a narcissistic relationship and they stayed? Well, that's 30, 40, 50 years ago. That's because narcissism wasn't talked about. You don't air family business out in public. What happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. We were taught back then to just put up with it. Shut up and put up with it. Research how to recover from it, Joe. Oh, I've been told that the recovery from my surgery is going to be 4 to 6 weeks. I'm going to have to put my big boy shoes on and go through it alone physically. Oh, hon, you're going to be okay. Yeah, I would take resistors' advice. Research how to recover from it so that you can get ahead of it and prepare. Maybe you need to buy, instead of cooking for yourself, maybe just have things where you can just, like TV dinners or something, where you can pop in the microwave, where you don't have to do much walking, or get a cane, or yeah, just you're gonna be okay. Yeah, you're gonna be okay. Just have in your little setup where have your little go-to place, your bed, and maybe have a little fridge beside your bed if you can have that, and have little waters, and so you stay hydrated and you don't have to get out of bed and walk around to get your food, and just have lots of fruits and vegetables, and I would say, because of your surgery, make sure you're getting a lot of fiber. Okay, drink lots of water, and take a lot of fiber. Eat fiber-rich foods, apples, bananas, oranges. Keep your body healthy. Stay away from the pop and chips and the packaged foods where you don't have to cook. We can eat raw foods. You know, you can eat frozen peas from the package. Just thaw them out and put them in a salad or something. Maybe you don't like salads, but your surgery is going to need you to eat healthy. So yeah, so that's what I would say to you. So have everything ready for post-surgery. Exactly. Have everything ready. Plan ahead and set yourself up so where you're not having to walk around as much, and everything's just right in arm's length. So you can grab your water, grab your coffee, grab your snacks, and you got your TV and right there, and you're just like, and you just relax and rest. And maybe for fancy, for your puppy, maybe even put some, those nappies down on the, those pee pads for puppies. Put them down on the floor in case, she has to go to the washroom. She's got a place to go if you're unable to let her out and go for a walk. So that would help too, So I have all that, Shannon. My camper is fully self-contained. I have plenty of emergency food supplies, not to worry about that. But I need the emotional support more. You've got the emotional support here, Joe. We're here for you. We're here for you. Loves to you. Yeah. I'll send you emails every day and check up on you. How's that? I'll do that. So we love you. We love you, brother. You're going to be okay. So every time the narcissist validates your expectations, they test your limits to see how you react. Will you leave? Will you excuse it again? And over time, your boundaries erode because you expect mistreatment and start accepting it as your new normal. So when psychologists say, you don't have healthy boundaries, please know that you did nothing wrong. Healthy boundaries were meant to be installed in you at childhood. And your healthy boundaries were never installed, or they were taken away. That's not your fault. So the bottom line is the trauma bond is strengthened each time the narcissist surprises you with cruelty, shocks you with affection, breaks a promise, then offers a small act of kindness. And Each of these is a deliberate violation of your expectations, designed to confuse you, weaken your self-trust, and lock you into a cycle of hope and hurt. Hey, Kan, nice to see you. Welcome. So healing begins with awareness. When you begin to see the pattern, you remove its power. You stop internalizing the chaos. You stop mistaking inconsistency for passion. You start reclaiming your ability to set expectations based on self-worth and not survival. Have expectations set up for yourself. And don't set them so high where they can't be broken. Just leave some wiggle room, because your outside environment and other people also help determine your self-expectations. But those self-expectations that are meant to be rigid, you make sure that you hold yourself to those boundaries. Work on yourself first. So how this happens is for you to become more self-aware. So how does becoming self-aware look? What does that look like? Well, we've gone through that in many videos already. And being self-aware brings healing, because self-awareness recognizes the patterns as manipulation, not love. So start calling out for what it is. That emotional roller coaster, that's not chemistry, that's control. That sudden shift from kindness to cruelty, it's not you causing it, it's toxic. Awareness actually helps you to break the spell. Once you name the manipulation, gaslighting, love bombing, hoovering, manipulation, lying, Darvo, whatever. But once you name the manipulation, your nervous system stops craving the highs, because it starts recognizing the laws for what, or the lows, those lows, for what they really are. It is deliberate emotional sabotage. It's meant to undermine you. I didn't even know what boundaries were, says Kan. Exactly. I didn't either. And I recognized that I didn't have any, because my childhood never instilled any. So, yeah, so good to know. So number 2, detach your worth from the behavior. Expectation violation hooks you through hope. Maybe they'll change. Maybe I can get back to the good times. Maybe I can change and that will help them. Instead, taking a look at yourself and saying to yourself, my peace is not dependent on their predictability. My worth is not determined by how they treat me. This reclaims power from the narcissist cycle and anchors you in your truth. So number 3, reset your internal compass. Ask yourself, what do I expect from a safe, healthy relationship? Write it down, read it over and over, ingrain it in your mind and in your heart. What do I deserve, regardless of what they give or withhold? What do I want? And be willing to say to the relationship, this is not working for me. I like you, but I really understand that my needs are not being met in this, and break it off if you have to. Be okay with breaking up if your needs aren't being met, and if you've voiced your needs and you've done everything to kick this relationship in gear. Some people just cannot meet our expectations, and it's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. And then ask yourself, how did my early experiences shape what I believe love looks like? And this is how you begin setting your own expectations instead of living at the mercy of someone else's emotional clarity. Number 4, stabilize your nervous system. The cycle of expectation violation keeps your body in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Know which one. Maybe all of them. Not all at once, but maybe. Like, you just never know. Explore that. To break this, you got to practice the breath work. Breath work regulates your nervous system and grounds you. Somatic healing moves stuck trauma out of the body. Get into movement, put on some music and just dance. Or do some stretching. Oh, yeah. Stretching in, what we would call yoga poses. I'm not asking you to do yoga poses. I'm asking you to just do stretches. Like, how you do stretches before aerobics and you stretch your legs, Well, do that. You stretch before running. Do those before running stretches. Just get your lymphatic system going. Do some, pretend you're doing the back crawl in the air. That helps to, drain your lymphatic system. Or, I've got a rebounder. Invest in a rebounder and do some jumping. Just light jumping. That's it. Do it for 15 minutes a day. You can do it on the ground, but actually jumping on a rebounder actually helps. It's beneficial because it actually unclogs your lymphatic system. So once your body stops expecting emotional harm, your brain will stop chasing emotional highs. Number 5, stop reacting to emotional bait. Oh, the narcissist loves to bait us. So stop reacting to that. Narcissists rely on your reaction to keep control. But when you respond with neutrality, you disrupt the game. Silence is powerful. Calm is disarming. Detachment is liberating. Refusing to react is how you take back your emotional energy. Cortisol levels decrease, says Resistor. Absolutely. Rebuild your boundaries around consistency. Be consistent for yourself. Set a new standard. This is what God taught consistency. Jesus in his ministry taught consistency. God is consistent. God is constant. God is good. God is, light. There is no darkness in him. God is good. God is good all the time. Not just some of the time, all the time. God is light. In him there is no darkness. Darkness is associated with being bad or unrighteous or evil. God is good. God is righteous. So understand the unpredictability, the manipulativeness, the conditional contract that you have with the narcissist. And set a new standard. This is not welcome in my life. Be consistent in your own life. Model yourself after God. That's why Jesus says, let your yes be yes, your no, no. Any excuse is of the evil one. So even, I was thinking about this the other day in the shower. I was thinking about exactly that because I'm like, even when we say no and we change that no to a yes because we feel guilty out of people pleasing, that is even of the evil one. And I went, interesting. Interesting how God says, let your yes be yes, your no, no. Be firm. Don't change it. You have a reason why you say no. Hold on to it. Don't change it and say yes because you feel guilty. That's on you. The other person didn't make you feel guilty because oftentimes the person accepts your no. Oh, but I feel like I let them down. That's on you because you feel let down when somebody tells you no and you don't understand why. So understand why you said no. Understand why you said yes. And this rule keeps us consistent, keeps us reliable, keeps us dependable. When you are dependable and people depend on you, people rely on you, this forms trust. So expect consistency from yourself. Be consistent with yourself. Say no to yourself. Understand why you're saying no. I'm saying no to that extra donut. Why? Because it's unhealthy. But that's okay. No, it's not okay. I don't want to feed my body with that chemical. I don't want to feed myself with extra calories that I don't need. God told me long ago that He can bless the first plate to my body, that I pray, God bless this food to my body. But the second plate of food is food that I don't need. It's extra calories. And the Bible says, take a knife to your throat. It is better to take a knife to your throat than to give yourself over to gluttony. So do I need that other donut? No, I don't need it. Do I want it? Yes. Admit that you want that. I want that donut. I want it. But is it good for me? Is it safe for me? Knowing that I already had one donut, do I need another one? No, I don't need it. Is it safe for me to have another one? No, because I'm putting extra calories into my body. I'm forcing my body, my blood to work overtime, trying with the insulin, with the chemicals, and the extra calories that get stored in my fat cells. No. My body is God's temple, so I don't need that. Says me who just had some cookies for breakfast. They were organic cookies, but no, see, that's an excuse. That's an excuse. So, yeah, we have to learn, as I just confessed to you, we have to learn to keep these stay consistent, because when we become unreliable with ourselves, we become unreliable with other people. Because if, like I had a substitute teacher, and the substitute teacher, the kids would try to get away with things with her, and this one kid, he would always try to put up his hand and, can I go to the bathroom? And she's like, no, if I let one of you go, then I have to let everybody go. You guys should have went before recess, and recess ended 5 minutes ago, so you had plenty of time. So that's the thing with being inconsistent. When you're inconsistent with yourself, you drop the ball with other people, and you're inconsistent because you kind of say, it doesn't matter. Your boundaries don't mean that much to you anymore. Your yes doesn't mean that much. Your no doesn't mean that much. And then that's the slowly falling back into the trap of people pleasing. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm learning. I'm seeing my error. So, the cross for the old nature and Christ for the new. Amen, Can. That's right. No is the most powerful word and sentence in the English language. Absolutely, resistor. So expect consistency. Expect mutual respect. Expect peace. And when people violate those expectations, walk away without an apology. Sometimes you can walk away without even saying a word. Replace the trauma bond cycle with self-trust. I don't need chaos to feel alive. I need peace to stay awake. and choose your own ending. The narcissist wants you stuck in their story, a cycle of rising hope and crashing despair. But you can end that cycle by writing your own narrative. I expect love. And with the narcissist, I expected love and I got confusion. That's not on me. But now, I don't just expect love, I expect clarity. And I give that to myself first so that I know what it looks like, I know what it feels like. So when I don't get that from other people, I can say, this doesn't feel right. So to break free from expectation violation, you must begin by seeing that you must be honorable to yourself and stop being a character in someone else's unpredictable story and putting them first before yourself. You are the author of your own story. You hold yourself up to some sacred truths rooted in Scripture, and Scripture will never steer you wrongly. It's when we fall away from those that we're steered wrongly. But through God, finding Him, hanging on to Him, listening to Him, this is how you heal. By honoring yourself as the person He created you to be, understanding that He fearfully and wonderfully made you. So fearfully and wonderfully think of yourself in that same way. Honor yourself by thinking of yourself, not more highly than you ought, but you are allowed to think of yourself highly. And have those expectations. Hone in on those expectations for yourself. And this is how you break free. This is how you rise. So I hope this video has helped you today. If it has, thank you very much for sticking through to the very end. Thank you for listening, and thank you for trusting this channel. My name is Shannon Gilmore, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and click the notification bell, because we are here twice a day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the evening, Eastern time. And our 2 videos a day are different. So I look forward to seeing you back here tonight. And I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but I think it's going to be something beautiful, something wonderful. So I look forward to seeing you then. And if you guys want to support this channel with your monetary donation, as every little bit of money helps to keep us here, all of us here twice a day, as this is what I do, putting out videos, researching. I got something going on for you guys. I am so excited. I'm hoping to have it done by next week. But can you read that? Why the pain won't stop. I'm working on something for you guys. So you can screenshot this, flip it around, and read it if you want to. So yeah. So discover the missing link between your pain and your power. So yeah, I'm working for all of us. I'm researching, so every little bit of money helps. So if you guys want to donate, please hit the donation link in the description of this video or in this chat, and you will be taken to PayPal. And you can also make a donation through my Ko-Fi channel, ko-fi.com/Shannon Lynn. The link is in the description. You can make a donation there too on my Ko-Fi web page. So yeah, so in advance, I'd like to say thank you for your donations. Thank you to those who have donated to this channel. You have helped to keep me here. You have saved my behind on, paying my landlord rent. So thank you so very much. Whew. So yeah, so we're going places with this channel, and may God lead. May God lead you in your life. God is merciful to you. So may you learn how to be merciful to yourself. because you're doing the best job you can. You're doing it. You may not feel it, you may not see it, because you're too close to the problem. You're too close to this situation. But if you just allow yourself some time to maybe even take this perspective, a bird's eye view. Imagine you're soaring like an eagle above the situation, above all of it, from the past, the present, and even the future. What does that look like? Write it down. Write it down and let me know what you come up with. So enjoy your afternoon. God bless you. I love you. See you tonight. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.